this session, Mariana Bocoi will talk about how and why to build a PyLadies avatar generator. Mariana has done that in only 2 days. But let me present her first. Mariana is part of the PyLadies Stockholm community and works as a DevOps infrastructure engineer. Before digging deeper into the clouds, she has also worked with back-end development for over 10 years. So that's an incredible bio. Just if you have any questions during the presentation, please add them to the chat and we will take care of them after the presentation. But now, Mariana, the stage is yours and please tell us how you came up with this project and how you made it happen so quickly.
Yeah, it's all in the slides and you made it so much easier for me. I can totally skip the intro slide now, or rather have it a lot shorter. Hi, everyone. As mentioned, I'm Mariana, and I built a small, fun tool in 2 very intense days. It's not like it was just 2 days of just 3 hours. It was very intense. But I'm pretty happy with it, and I want to share how I did it and what was the thought process behind it. So the structure of this presentation will be in threes because threes are amazing. I will start first with the background frustrations. You will learn a bit about me, my growth journey, and my thoughts about different things. Again, this is take everything with a pinch of salt, and everything I'm going to share is my own personal opinion. And I'll gladly discuss with anyone and hear about it. Then from those frustrations, you don't just want to have frustrations. Ideas come sometimes, hopefully, to make things better or to make something out of it. And from that idea, I got an implementation. And of course, the 2 days was only the implementation. The frustrations and ideas are long time coming. So let's talk about the frustrations a bit. What does that mean? What am I talking about even? So I started my development journey by being very, very happy-go-lucky and not really thinking much about different things like the fact that I'm a woman in tech or anything. I was just, I was there. But then things happened and I was all of a sudden a feminist. I was like, no, this is not okay. All of these things happening to me are not because of me, it's because of my identity to some extent. Of course, not everything because, people make mistakes as well, but parts of it. And then, I discovered that I want to do things better. But of course, feminism, if you think about it, people often start with a very flat notion of what feminism is, just in terms of gender binary. And that's also where I kind of started, like that's the first thoughts. And especially those were the things that were hitting me the most. But during my growth journey and stuff, I realized that there's a lot more intersectionality into it. Like there's a lot deeper issues around the queer community and trans people, around Black people, people of color, different things. And I kept learning about it from different books and just by myself. And I think I'm still learning about a lot of things. So this is kind of a bit of a background story. And I thought about the fact that people are not really born racist, ableist, sexist, ageist, or anything like that. But we do learn that in our lives because society very much has this normalization. I'm going really heavy on this, but it gets lighter a bit. And the thing is, you learn that from the society, learn that from the images that are portrayed around it. And it's time to unlearn. It's time to realize when we're only shown one part of reality. I think one project I really, really like is this scientist that researched AI that started the AI Justice League, where they work towards diversifying the AI data sets, because before there was very, very low diversity in AI data sets, and that's great. So it's time to kind of unlearn and notice when things like this happen, and when you can diversify things, basically. So that leads me to the PyLadies logo, which I love. I find it very, very cute and sweet. But the problem with it a bit is, and I really like that there's an option to just have the logo type, which is quite inclusive. But the problem with it, that in its basic form, if you put it on any other background than white, it's practically a white person with straight hair and glasses. And that was great when it was created, and it is a really, really cute asset. But the reality, like if you look around you in the world, people have different skin colors, and there's many, many more things that change between different people, like hair color, hair length, facial features, glasses or no glasses. Some people choose to wear a hijab, and that's their choice, and that should be okay. And I especially I wanted to squeeze this in, especially like this artist that advocates a lot about natural hair and body positivity and queerness. On the right side, it says, "My hair defies gravity. You can't tell me I'm not magical." And that's brilliant. And also this one that they created around the queer identity and pride, and especially the one to the right kind of really fits in with this talk. Like when a flower doesn't bloom, you fix the environment in which it grows, not the actual flower. And I very much believe in that. But what does that have to do with tech and with this topic? As mentioned, I have a pet peeve with logos, and I think it's very, very hard to do logos that have people to be inclusive, because in the end, you will only represent a subset of people. So in general, when you do logos, try to consider logos that are not including images. Like, for example, Cloud Native Nordics has the snowflakes. PyLadies also has the written logo type. Pina has a pineapple. Or a VHA step, you can do whatever you want. So that's kind of background on like what was going on in my head. What were the thoughts that kind of were brewing over many, many years around identity, around inclusion, and around all of that. So how did the idea for this tool come up? Well, this amazing person was leading PyLadies Stockholm, Christine, was talking to me about Women Tech Conference in Stockholm, and she was saying that she wants to do this banner, and she put the initial icon big on the banner, and I was like, wait, I have an idea. And from there, I came up with all these different smaller people that actually represented the community. And in the actual design, I included some of the people that I actually know, like with their they helped me represent them into the image. And now this is part of the PyLadies Stockholm pages. So this is the image from the banner, and you can see like there's different skin colors, there's glasses, there's no glasses, there's straight hair, there's curly hair, there are some people with hijab, I didn't know how to represent queerness, so I just put rainbows. I'm very, very open to ideas. And as far as the group logo, we opted for the script logo type with the Stockholm skyline, which you can see in the right corner. But then I thought, well, women in tech, wouldn't it be nice if people just came to our booth and they could make their own logo, their own little PyLady? So I was like, okay, how do I do this? I don't have a lot of time. I'm a horrible web developer. I'm a backend developer and an infrastructure person. So, yeah. Uh, and I knew that there was Gopher ISV. So I was like, I want to do this, but for PyLadies. So here's what I did. Everyone knows this image where there's like people that do front end think that front end is amazing and back end is this horrible monster where there'll be dinosaurs and stuff. And if you ask backenders, they go like, oh my God, front end, I can't center a div. Like, how can it be so hard to center a div? Well, actually, some front enders complain about that too. I think it's still not properly solved, to be honest. But anyway, and the reality is actually more like this, that both are horrible. In my experience so far, both front-end development and back-end development, if it lived long enough, it's a matter of duct tape things that hold together with spittle. I don't know. But, it works. So if it works, don't touch it. Anyway, so I went for keep it simple. I want to make progress. I want to make it fast, and I want to make it fairly easy to maintain, but still kind of interactive, and be ready until Women in Tech, which was in I think it was in either 1 week or 1.5 weeks. So in 1 weekend, I was like, okay, let's do this. And I started in the evening, and I have to admit, I haven't really slept much that evening. I do not recommend it. So in order to have, so I started from the basics. I want to be able to have different layers, and I wanted to be able to overlap them. And I didn't want to mess around with canvases or any complicated things, but there's already an image format called SVG that you can actually code and you can overlay. So you can have different paths defined, and within a template, you can actually mash them together to form an image. And then you can have like the face shape and the hair shape and the eye shape and the glasses shape, and then you mash them together, and then you swap what you want to swap. So it's like, okay, SVG, quick decision, great. I knew that you could change things around SVG. This is a small circle in SVG if you haven't seen it before. If you open an SVG file in an editor, it basically is code. And the cool part about this, and the reason why I really liked it, is because you can actually change colors. So it was really easy to enable having different skin tones, enable having different eye color, hair color, and so on. So that was easy. Then I needed, because I'm not a backend developer, I wanted to really heavily rely on frameworks. And I went for Vue because it's a lot more lightweight and I could get started pretty easily. And it had a lot of things done for me. What I didn't realize is that it didn't really have really good web components and stuff. But it did have templating. So instead of saying something is a certain color, I could say fill with this eye color, and then it would magically do it for me. So I could parameterize my SVG, which was amazing. And for the components, I chose Vuetify, which is basically on top of Vue.js. It has UI components so that you can make a website, the menu and everything that looks actually professional without having to be, I don't want to say use Vue with Vuetify, but this was the very quick option for me as a backend developer because I didn't want to mess with it. And then one thing that I really, really wanted was to be able to have the states somewhere centrally and not have to pass down the colors through, I don't know, things. So I wanted it to be really easy to just query something and say, what's the current eye color? And it would tell me, and I don't have to connect a lot of things. And that Pina helped with that. Also, it helped with storing the state. Like if you create an avatar, it actually stores the state in the session. So if you refresh the page, you still have the same image that you created so far, so you don't lose it. That was something that got fixed at the beginning. And then for deployment, I use Firebase. There were different options. The reason why I used Firebase, it was because it was completely free and I could deploy it with 4 commands. I wouldn't recommend this in production because it's manual deploys and stuff, but if you have a project, it could be easy. If I didn't need to have state and scripts, I would have just went for GitLab pages or GitHub pages, which are free and they're just already in there. But unfortunately, because I had the interaction and the state, I had to use something that actually can run JavaScript as a backend thing. Yeah, but that's all the technology and the way I kind of built it. And it was all kind of very, very fast go through the idea and the technologies and stuff. This is the actual end result. Within 2 days, I actually had a working site, and right now it looks almost similar to the way it was. There was one change where there was a person that I shared this on the PyLadies Slack, and she said, "Well, I have white hair and I'm horribly pale, so I will totally disappear on the white background. Can you just make it so that I can have like a background that I can just contrast against?" And that's how the background circle happened. But that's it. And this is the page. And there's Now I Feel Lucky, and you can download the SVG. You can change eye color either from predefined eye colors or from the color picker. And then once you're done, you can download the SVG or the PNG. And that's it. And that's also the end of my talk. Do you have any questions? I think we have very few minutes, but
Yeah, first of all, thank you so much. It's a really fun project, and I'm definitely going to try it out right after this talk. First of all, I thought it's probably nice to send the link in the chat so people can also give it a try. That's probably a good idea. And then I have one question. Do you have any further developments planned for like anything else you want to develop now based on the current stage of the avatar generator?
Well, if the share screen can come back, I can point out at some things. So first and foremost, you see that you have skin color, eye color, and stuff. But for example, hair shapes. I really wanted to include hijabs because again, I feel like it is a choice. We shouldn't tell women what to wear, either to wear them or to not wear them. It was a bit but this is my personal opinion. Like we shouldn't dictate how women should appear. So I think it would be nice to have more things that are representative and stuff. So add more things to here, and also like facial features. Like some people have bindis, for example, in India, which is the dot, the traditional dot, or people have freckles and stuff. So I would like to do that. But the problem with the current implementation is that it's not very scalable. So to add something, you have to change things in many places. So I want to simplify the architecture. That was a long answer.
Cool. Pretty nice. Actually, people are also saying,
yeah, here in the corner, you can actually see the code, and you're welcome to reach out to me or to open issues and stuff, or to open PRs to suggest things if you want to.
Pretty cool. Do you also need help developing, or that's something you're doing by yourself at the moment?
I'm not, like, I barely touched it. I would welcome if people want to work on this, if they want to. And right now it's hosted on my personal Firebase account. But if it ends up on a PyLadies hosted thing, I'm happy to hand it over or to give anything that I'm very open to it. This is not something that I need to have personally.
Perfect. So anyone interested in joining, please reach out to Mariana. So thank you so much. People in the chat are really saying that they love it so much and that they're going to try it out. So that's very positive feedback for you. And thank you so much for your talk. It's been very inspiring.